On a summer's evening, Munich, Germany 2015, I met a girl named Hannah. Now, she and I did not hit it off right away, although, ironically, she had no say in this. No, she would remain instead oblivious to the superficiality of my quick judgements, irrationally establishing us as opposites from the instant we met. You see, 1 year on the road and counting the days until the end of my travels had accounted for my patience being unconditionally unravelled towards the painfully fresh-faced vehemence she still maintained. Oh, it surrounded her like a cloud of perfect social graces as she walked like a lover through the sun-kissed avenues of vacation. Meanwhile I, the weary traveller, craved instead nothing more than soothing corners of peace and isolation, sought silence over conversation, a delightful respite from the warmth and communication she insatiably insisted on. Still, British politeness prevailed. She joined our table, turned 3 to 4, and the night wore on as expected, with questioning and storytelling, repetitious circling round my brain. I thought I'd try to withdraw, remove myself, but frankly it was impossible, because I'd find myself returned from daydream by pinpricks of engagement. Her talk of music and theatre and animal compassion, these mutual inklings of common progress linking our minds in a chain of interest, a likeness I attempted to sideline but could not deny. And so over the days to follow, I had to fall into another temporary rapport because I could not keep my distance when I had to admire this unusual girl whose unrelenting friendliness saw no boundaries, formed no exclusions nor exceptions, but practiced acceptance by the bucket load. She was a solo female traveller far from home, commendably confident in her skin, intransigent in her attempts to take every moment and make it a memory of her own. When it came to part ways, I gladly allowed my cynicism a graceful defeat, for, confronted by her goodness, I'd be a fool not to admit it had been a pleasure to meet. Now 2 years passed. Our paths, it seemed destined never again to cross. You existed distantly on the periphery of my thoughts, brought to mind only in golden mentions and recollections of a time well spent, then forgotten. Never did I expect that the next time you would appear to me it would be in the form of a newspaper piece. An announcement turned outrage, turned protest, turned agony, a story which split open your time with little hope of restitching, which left hearts in pieces, let fear roam your streets, and invited grief for unlimited retreat. What unholy power allows the cruelest of cowards insight to find the brightest there is and extinguish, allows the most innocent to fall victim to the sickening whims of those creatures who live in the shadows, quietly subsisting on diets of fear, enlisting intimidation for ammo. Humans without souls, violence without goals, though to bring it to mind is unfathomable. Fathomed it was and conducted it was, and they found you a lightless and emptiness and consequence of the most senseless behaviour barely comprehensible. And though I don't want to dress up your fate in sentimentality, create an exaggerated testament of your importance to me truly, you represent so much of what is important to me. And you unreservedly deserve every ounce of glory that accompanies this story. You deserve to go down in history, leaving a golden legacy so bright that it decimates those who tried to deny it. And if all I can do to help honour your name is construct homage with words, then construct it I will, and cry it I will, until cries of remembrance drown cries of despair, and I will remember how lucky I was that I was there when you were there.